And you know what, Your Honor? I was buying marijuana from a dispensary.
Sir, please don't,
No, I just wanted to tell you, they were selling me stuff that
I don't want you
I
to
don't
tell
do cocaine. They probably was selling me
Please
stuff
do
with.
not discuss anything at the moment.
Okay. It was
Can we just approach it really quick, Ron?
here on the record in the Monique Cook. The court has had an opportunity to review the pre-sentence investigation report as well as the report. And based on some statements that Ms. Cook made regarding her lack of wrongdoing in this particular matter, the court is very concerned about whether she understands the nature of why she's before this court. And in addition to that, it appears that she has made a determination that she is only going to do the minimum, which is pay fines and costs in this case. If that's the case, it is the court's position we may as well begin with the jail time already. Because the reality is that, first of all, I feel as though Ms. Cook misled the court with respect to what happened on that particular date.
Why do you say that, Your Honor?
I'm still talking, ma'am. Please don't interrupt me. And that when I took this plea, she gave me the impression that what she did was one thing, and the police report indicates that it was something completely separate. She was driving through the neighborhood in a very erratic manner. She reported that someone had broken into her house when it was really her daughter that was going into her home. I feel as though she does not take this matter seriously, which is a very serious situation at this point. And I'm going to adjourn this case so that I can, one, get the video footage. And if I find that she has been dishonest with this court, there may be actual jail time involved in this particular case.
Yeah,
I'm still talking. I already interrupt me.
I apologize for that.
I already indicated when I was speaking earlier that I don't think you're taking this seriously, because your view of what happened that day versus what happens that day is completely off base based on what I have before me at this time. I'm going to review this footage. And if I continue to find out that that's the case, then we're going to be going in a very different direction with this case. I don't know whether you've been conditioned to believe that this behavior is appropriate because you're the mom and that makes it okay. But the reality is that it doesn't. So, having said that, if you think it's in your best interest to still speak, you may do so.
I do feel like I was out of character for reacting the way I did, but she had been being so disrespectful to me. And it was a lot. I had asked her prior to her coming to the house to wait till I got off work. And she knew that. Yes, ma'am.
You talk to your attorney before you say anything further, okay? And what I'm going to do at this point in time is I'm going to adjourn today's sentencing. I'm going to have it in person, and we can have a conversation in person and see how that goes, okay?
Your Honor, can I say something else, Your Honor?
Ms. Cook, I would advise you not make any further statements at this time.
Do you think I need to get a lawyer?
You have a lawyer.
I think I need a lawyer. Because you're not. Okay.
Sentencing in this matter is going to be adjourned to February 8th, 2024 at 11 a.m. in person. Ms. McDuffie, please provide me with a copy of the video in this case, okay?
Yes, Ron, I'm sorry I missed that date. What was that?
February 8th.
Thank you.
Bond is continued. I'll see you here, ma'am, on February 8th.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Donavie Lebo for Mr. Pruitt Pringle. Mr. Pruitt Pringle, could you state your name, please?
Welcome, Brewer Pringle, Senior.
Thank you. Good morning. All right, we're here today for a review. It appears that the defendant has still remained non-compliant. When we were here back on November 9th, he was told that he needed to get compliant or he would be going on to probation. The recommendation is to place him on probation at this time. Where are we with this, Mr. Lebo?
Your Honor, I discussed the recommendation with Mr. Pruitt Pringle. What Mr. Pruitt Pringle has told me is that he did recently lose his job. He did complete the gun class. He's currently waiting on receiving proof of that, which he'll submit to the court as soon as he has received it. Due to his loss of his job, he has been unable to do community service as his child's mother has been working, and he's been taking care of his child full time as a single dad, and therefore does not have the opportunity to complete his community service. We're hoping the court could give him an additional 60 days to accomplish providing proof of the gun class and begin his payments in community service.
Ms. McDuffie?
Your Honor, I'm just looking, I'm trying to figure out, I guess, just how we got here. Cause I'm looking back all the way back to June. I know that, his counsel said he had some issues with family obligations even then. And, it looked like we had a positive date on November, and he had a contact and for community service. And I do see he had the CPL class schedule. So I'm glad to hear that he's gotten that part done, but I don't disagree with the recommendation. And I think that whether it's reporting probation or not, I think it's the same opportunity to get those things done. So I don't object to him going on reporting probation.
Mr. Pruitt Pringle, is there anything you want to say, sir?
I mean, it's really kind of been hard. I mean, since I got my open record now from Macomb County, so I got fired because I got assault on my record now. So I lost my job because of that, and then I'm just now the stay-at-home parent. So it's just me with my son 24/7 now. Like, I really don't have time. Like, he an 8-month-old child. I can't just, like, I really just be trying for real. I mean, I was just started back school too, so it's kind of a lot. We're trying to balance. And then the community service I haven't started because I got him.
Mr. Pruitt Pringle managed to have children and get things done in life every year.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like a lot. Like, it was just a lot going on, like completely a lot. With just him, this, and there's a bunch of other things that was going on that was just kind of all at once, and it just took a bit toll.
Mr. Pruitt Pringle.
But I mean, I did submit. I mean, I did complete my gun class. I'm just waiting on to get that. My cousin should be sending it to me actually today.
When did you
I completed it last month, around my birthday time. Before my license had expired, I completed it. And then I'm just waiting for her to send it. So, I mean, I texted her last night. She's supposed to send it today, but I'm waiting for her to send it still. I just texted her again before I even joined. And so I did complete that. Only thing I just haven't done is just the payments and the community service.
I understand. I didn't give you much to do because I thought that this was going to be something simple for you to accomplish and we'd be done with this. But here's the thing. If I put you on probation, you're talking about you don't have money. You're going to owe probation oversight fees as well. So this is going to add more money to your situation. And then if you don't do it then you're going to go to jail. And then
Right.
This is just going down a very bad road here. You're not understanding how important it is to get these things done quickly.
Right.
I'm gonna give you one more chance because I don't want you to have to pay the fines and costs that go along with being on probation, the additional monies, because it just sets you back. But if you're not hearing me this time, if you don't get it, if you don't figure this out, the next time you go on probation, then next time you'll go to jail. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay.
Okay.
One more chance. 60 days.
Right.
If you get it done, sir. that I'm putting in my own file that this is the end, this is it, okay?
Okay.
All right, I'll see you back here on March 7th, 2024 at 10.
Okay.
There's no excuse, get it done.
Yes, ma'am.
So I am arraigning Mr. Hart on a couple of things in addition to, I believe he's here for the contempt proceeding. Or is it just the VOP? Guess it's just the VOP, although it looks like it should be a contempt proceeding. So, sir, the new violation is that you failed a drug test as ordered and you failed to report to probation for over 60 days. The recommendation at this time is for 15 days in the Washington County Jail and to continue you on your probation and follow the several link guidelines. In addition to that, it appears that you have, one, called this court petty, two, basically told off everybody in the criminal traffic division, yelled at the probation coordinator. So there's a host of issues that we have going on here with you. Mr. Lebo, what would you like to do at this time?
All right, you want to just clarify the procedural posture here, which is my understanding was that Mr. Hart previously pled guilty to these VOPs and that we're here for a sentencing.
Okay, let me see if that's correct.
Thank you.
Well, one of them I just signed that's dated today, January 4th. So let me see. Number 30. Yeah. Ms. McDuffie, do you show that he pled on November 30th?
I do. I have that he, let's see, I have that he, needs to come in person for sentencing as of, yes. And then it was originally on the 12th and then it was moved to the 14th and then we changed it to today after the holiday. So yeah, I do have that he was getting sentenced on all of the other ones prior to today.
All right. Back on October 3rd is when I extended his sentence so he could get the requirements done. He was placed on probation with 18 months. Complete the Don Farm assessment, attend the Mad Victim Impact Panel. So, sir, you're driving while drunk and I'm being petty. Is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client before we proceed to sentencing?
Your Honor, I do have sentencing allocution.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So I did discuss this pretty extensively with Mr. Hart. He does admit that he let his anger get the better of him and that he should not have done that. He certainly doesn't feel that the court is petty, and he certainly realized that he should not have spoken that way to the traffic criminal department. But he's told me that he's working 2 full-time jobs, one at KFC from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. and one at Comerica Park from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. and one of those 5 days a week and one of those 4 days a week. He's also spending a lot of time with his son, who's just started middle school. He's trying to do it whenever he can, but he's not working. He missed the SoberLink because of those complications in his life. And when he called the court, he became very emotional. He felt overwhelmed. He told me to feel like he's losing everything in his life because of this case. And that's been a very significant emotional impact on him. He was a correctional officer prior to this. He lost his job due to this case. So he's been going through a great deal of personal complications as a result of others seeing his life and as a result of his actions that led to his conviction in this matter, and that led up to him losing his temper, letting his anger get the better of him when he spoke to this court's traffic criminal department and emailed with Ms. Stroud. So for that reason, I asked the court to consider a sentence in lieu of incarceration, perhaps something that would help Mr. Hart learn to manage his anger more effectively.
Mr. Hart, what would you like to say, sir?
I would like to apologize to the court, Your Honor. Like you said, it's just been a very difficult time for me. So, you know, I do take the case serious. I don't want it to seem like I don't take the nature of all this serious. I do take it serious. I am trying to get my life on track. That day in particular, it just seems like every time I try to go to, you know, take steps in a positive direction, it's almost like I'm taking 20 steps backwards. You know, I haven't had anything to alcohol. I haven't had anything to drink. I've been compliant. So it just seems, I just get frustrated when it just doesn't seem like there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So I know I can't behave that way. Obviously, I went out here and broke the law. So, you know, I have to answer to that. But, you know, I just want to say, you know, I do apologize. You know, that's not who I am as a person. I wasn't raised that way to be disrespectful. But like I said, I'm just trying to dig myself out of the hole. But it just seems like it's not a light at the end of the tunnel. So it's overwhelming and it's just frustrating. So sorry. I'm doing the best I can to comply with all the orders, you know, given the circumstances. And so, you know, all I can really say is going forward, you know, I can just, you know, get a grip on my anger and just, you know, just try to do better. That's all I'm really trying to do is just trying to do better.
Mr. Hart, I can imagine that this is very different for you, this whole situation that you've gotten yourself into. You've taken a fall from grace to this. And it must be challenging to be humbled in this way. As a community, as a corrections officer, you were in charge. You got to tell people what to do. Now you're sitting on the other end. So the first question is, how'd you end up making the choice to be drinking and driving anyway? Which I'm sure you've grappled with already on your own. So I don't know how you got there. I'm sure you do. How you ended up making that choice to bring yourself within the jurisdiction of a court where you were in a position of enforcing the court's orders, enforcing the jail's orders. Where did you work?
Right here around Valley.
The women's facility?
Yeah.
You pled as charged, so you got community service instead of having to do jail time, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think you've come to terms with where you are. And I know it's hard. But I didn't make that choice for you. My probation department didn't. Neither did my clerks. The result of your actions, the repercussions with your job came from your job, not from us. And look at me, I'm sitting right here, over here. That came from your job, not from me, not from them. And you really aren't in control right now. And you can't talk to anybody the way you've been talking to them. And I understand that you're going through a lot and this is hard for you. So you got to figure out what you need to be able to get through this. As a corrections officer, you don't want to be spending your time behind bars. I don't want to have to put you there. But you're taking your anger out at the wrong people. Can you at least see that yet?
Yeah, I can see it. You know, I understand it and I recognize it, you know. And it's like you said, it's just pretty much trying to figure out, you know, where I go from here. And it's like you said, I'm not in control, you know, and it's like I've never been in a position like that in life. You know, so it's just, I don't know, it's just one thing after another. You know, life is life in general with all the stuff that we all have to deal with and go through and, you know, just everyday life. But I don't know, just trying to, I had my life set for a way that it was supposed to go. And yeah, I messed it up. So it's just like trying to start over and figure out how.
Yes, you may proceed.
I mean, the question that I have, and I share the court's concern about Mr. Hart on a few different levels. As you mentioned, he pled his charge, but this is a second offense. So it's not just that he made a choice this one day to drink and drive. It was a couple years after his prior case. And I guess I don't know if he had probation or what in that one. My concern is that, one, as a former corrections officer, we know that he should know better, but I think that he seems to be having some difficulty. I'm not trying to be a psychologist or anything, just grappling with the fact that he is also a quote unquote regular person, subject to the same consequences that he's been enforcing. And I don't think he sees himself in that way, which may be causing some sort of block for him to really engage in what he needs to move forward. But two, his record was clean before that first offense. I don't know what happened to cause him to make the choice the first time to go through what he had to go through on that case. And then with a break in time, do it again. Something else appears to be going on with him that is causing him to make those multiple choices. And I don't know, there's programming for alcoholism, if that is indeed what he's going through. There's programming for making better choices, but I don't know if he has been ordered or even availed himself voluntarily of any just general therapy or counseling for overall what's going on in his life. That's all.
Your Honor, can I have a moment to respond?
Could I just confer with Mr. Hart for a moment?
You may.
It is when I picked up. Prior to this, I had been driving. I've never had any incidences, but I will say this, Your Honor. Once I started working, you know, in the prison system with coworkers and stuff like that, and the drinking I noticed increased. Just for the nature of the job. We all know what the nature of the job entails, but that's where this came, and it just, I don't know. The first one happened, and then, like you said, a couple years ago, the second one happened. When kind of all work related, and so that's where that comes from. Other than that, I never had an issue with driving or drinking. I've never been in trouble with the law. You know what I'm saying? I never had a problem. I never was getting DUIs or anything like that. But I will say, when I started working with the state, when I was working with the state, that's where these two DUIs came. That's where I picked
Were you
them up.
hanging out with your coworkers drinking?
Yeah, you know, yeah, just after, yeah, just drinking and just leaving the bar. I just got pulled over. So I mean, but yeah, like I said before, I've never been in trouble before. This is the only trouble I've ever had with the law, with the drinking and driving. It just so happens that I happen to be working for the law at the time that I picked them up. So it's just like, that's where I'm at.
Well, some people who get positions of power think that it entitles them to be able to do things. But I see it as you have an obligation and a responsibility to be better. And, if I were out drinking and driving and I got caught, I would no longer be a judge. I'd like be done. That's the end of that. I get that. And I would accept the consequences that come along with that because of whatever stupid choice I made. So I don't do it. In reality, you should have known that before you made these choices too. But you got caught up in what everybody else is doing. And that's how you wind up here. And now you're here again, not because of coworkers, but because of you, because you have chosen to see this process as nothing but a detriment to you, as opposed to the opportunity that it could potentially be. And it's hard, I get that, to see it because you've lost so much in your mind. But as human beings, we are created with the ability to create opportunities and jobs and things like that. And you have skill sets that you just need to figure out where to place those skill sets into a new avenue. And get past your anger over where you are, because guess what? That part is done. It's done. Now all you can do is try to be a better person than you were then in a different way. And be a better human being, because who you're being right now is going to end you up in a place where there will be no upside. You're just going to keep going down. Because being in jail is not going to help you, in my opinion, to be a better person. Are you deserving of that punishment at this time? Yeah, you probably are. But I'm hoping that you can actually hear me and that you can figure this out.
I hear you, Joanna.
You got that job for a reason because of who you were presenting at that time. You need to dig deep back down and figure out who that person is. And become that person again, as opposed to the person that you've been. And you need to write a letter of apology to my staff and to my probation department.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm actually gonna not sentence you today because I want to know whether you get it or not. Because if you don't get it, then I'll send you to jail. If you do get it and you have a turnaround, I'll give you that opportunity. That's going to be all up to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop blaming everybody else for your choices. My whole conversation about accepting responsibility and being a responsible human being is because you think that it's with your coworkers, and in a way you accept responsibility for it, but in a way I think you're angry that you were with them and you were doing this. This is your choice. These are your every one of them is your choice. Accept responsibility for your own choices. And I believe there's a program that involves that. Ms. Johnson, are you there? I know I've been asking a lot of you today. What is that program? That program that has people look at their own choices and accept responsibility for their choices. Do you remember which?
It is with Crossroads, and the name of the program, I'm pulling it up right now, Your Honor.
Your Honor, while Ms. Johnson is looking that up, can the people make an additional request that after he engages in whatever programming the court orders shortly, that he, and I'm specifically asking after that, if that happens, that he also write a letter of apology to himself?
And The program is the self-awareness program with the Crossroads Behavior Center.
All right, I'm not gonna sentence you today. I'm gonna have you do a couple of things. One, write the letter of apology to my staff, my clerks, my probation agent. Write the letter of apology to yourself, so you can forgive yourself and move on for what you've done and start a new path in your life, because you don't have a choice now. You've got to do that. And then, I believe that program that she's talking about, is that a 1 day or, what is that?
It is just a 1-day course, Your Honor. It is, should be a 4-hour class.
So you're not in control, right? You're not in control of what happens in this particular environment. You are in control of your own life now. This is where you can go negative, right here in this case that you have now put yourself in that space for. And I know what they say on the streets, and you've been in the jails and the prisons, so you know you don't want to be on paper, but you are. And just like everybody else, you got to do what the judge orders and what the probation department orders. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I will, okay, you can come down, you can go down to the probation department, they're gonna give you the referral, okay? I'll bring you back here for sentencing. On March 7th, 2024 at 11:00 a.m. I'm gonna make it in person again, because in case you don't do that stuff, we'll be looking at something different,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? So, get the referral for the self-awareness and write those letters, okay? I'm trying to give you plenty of time to do it, and you'll still be doing the rest of your probation at the same time, so. Do you have a new job?
Yeah.
You don't
I'm
have to
working
put
2
it
jobs
on.
right now.
I'm sorry, what now?
Yeah, I'm working 2 jobs right now.
You are, okay, he did just say that, you work 2 jobs. And that is making you angry because you were able to subsist with just your one before.
Yeah, it's just too dedicated. That's one thing is like, I just don't want to be doing it, you know? It's too,
They're not taking you anywhere.
no. So, I got to go back to the drawing board.
But you can do that. Stop being angry about it and do it,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? All right. You're all set, sir. I'll see you on that day, okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Bonus episode!
Are you rich? Oh, I'm just reading the, yes. Hey, think it and it will happen. You have to put it in the universe first. You ready? Okay. And I know it's the style. I don't know why it's the style that people think that wearing pajamas in public is the thing to do, but that's not allowed in this courtroom. You understand? So if you come back in this court again wearing pajamas, we're going to have issues. And I always say it's like the commercial we used to watch when I was growing up, G.I. Joe. And at the end of G.I. Joe, they would always have a segment for children about what you should know. And they would end with the more you know. So the more you know, now you know that's not appropriate dress for court. And usually what's not appropriate dress for court is coming in with writing on shirts and everything. Because sometimes they say things that you don't want them to say. For example, if you were in child support court, you don't want a jersey that say rich, right? Because people would say, well, your child's not rich because they're not getting child support. I would always have to tell my clients all the time in child support court, why are you showing up in here with diamonds in your ears and gold chains? And they're telling that your child doesn't have their child support. Why do you have on Gucci and all this name brand stuff? Right? So no pajamas, no slides, no flip flops. You understand? This is court. You're supposed to present yourself the way you want the public to see you, right? All right. So where are we on discovery?
Judge, I think that we should have everything. I received an offer from the state today.
Okay.
I plan on, we'll go over all the discovery with Mr. Williams and make sure that it's all there, and then we should be hopefully on the next court date prepared to.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Williams, set this in 3 weeks for a plea deadline date. How old are you? 19? All right, so I'm going to give you longer since you're only 19. Are you in school?
No,
Did you graduate?
yes, ma'am.
What are you doing with your life?
Work right now
Doing what?
at Amazon.
All right. So you're planning to move up in Amazon, perhaps become a manager or whatever?
Yes, ma'am.
They have commercials about Amazon where you can actually earn a degree. Are you working on that?
Not yet. I do plan on getting into a trading school.
So what do you do at Amazon?
But just usual warehouse stuff, just moving boxes and loading trucks.
Okay. All right. Make sure my packages get on the truck
Yes.
and tell them don't just be throwing. Although I know they put them on a tight schedule, which I think is ridiculous. That's why you see people racing and throwing packages. They showed some video of, somebody sent me a video of a girl who was upset because she had to do Tetris in her truck to get everything fitted in. And she said, for the love of all that's holy, will people start ordering dogs, bagfuls of dog food because they're so heavy? She's like, just go to the store. This is heavy for me to lift. All right, Norma, 3 weeks plea deadline date?
Don't you have to do February 6th?
All right, February 6th is going to be your plea deadline date. Are you working on February 6th?
I'm not sure. Is it what Thursday through Sunday?
All right, let's see what February 6th is. February 6th is a Tuesday. All right. So don't be the person who's 90 years old and you're still doing the same thing at Amazon. And I say this because you're very young. Try to move up. All right?
Yes,
Because at some point in time, guess what? They're going to get rid of the people who are just loading boxes and they're going to let machines do it. If you go to Walmart, if you go to HEB, you have self-checkout. I never go to self-checkout because you know what I know? They're getting rid of the cashiers. That's what that self-checkout is. Nobody believed me when I was a young child. You know what else they used to have self-serve at the gas stations where people would pump your gas, check your wiper fluids, clean your windshield and do all of that? They don't have that anymore. Now you have to pump your own gas and they charge you more. All right. Good luck. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused. Okay.
Judge.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.